There we go. Hey, Austin, what convinced you to take this challenge on a couple of years ago? You were coaching on the men's side and an assistant, and obviously that's where your background was. What kind of convinced you to get involved in this?
Well, I'd always thought, it'd be fun to be a women's coach. I thought my personality lent to coaching the young ladies, but obviously the way the coaching profession works, a lot of it has to do with working your way up and spending your time, trying to build your career. And I felt like, on the women's side, I would have to start from scratch if I'd done that as an assistant and work my way up. And so it was a unique opportunity, and I've always viewed IUPUI as kind of a unique and special place. And I kind of thought it was a chance to be a sleeping giant at some point, and was fortunate to get the opportunity.
With the situation you came in, really, it was just kind of a mess. What were some of the things that you had to kind of develop immediately that you think have carried over to this day?
Well, when I first took the job, you talk about NCAA violations, the fact that it was a losing program, you had, turnover with the players quite a bit, and so there was all this, kind of chaos, and so to be able to get a sense of stability and to get the girls to learn to trust again, and to be able to have, some consistency in their lives, and then from a basketball standpoint, we just talked about playing hard and playing defense, and that first year we spent a lot of time on the culture of things, and that's probably carrying on, throughout, up till now.
I know coaches like to always say they expect victory, but two and a half years ago, if me and you were having this conversation, and we look ahead and somebody says, hey, look, you're going to have a program that's one of the best in the Summit League and might go to the NCAA tournament, what would you have said to that person? You think that would have been realistic?
I thought you were a little bit crazy. For us to get 19 wins this year was a little bit higher than I expected at this point. If you'd have told me this a couple years down the road when we had, more of a chance to kind of establish our culture and bring in, more kids here from the Midwest. But these kids have bought in and really proud about what they've been able to do, and they've learned how to win. They've been through some tough times, and I think I heard Coach Painter talk about our youth program, about that group of seniors right now have lost a lot of games, and now they're getting to experience all the benefits of that. It's kind of similar here, that these girls have fought through some tough times and been able to experience some success now.
And another thing that's jumped out at me is it looks like most of the kids you inherited stayed and kind of sucked it up, and people like Kara, Bobby's become very good players for you and stuff. Did that surprise you at all that you were able to get that much buy-in from the returning players who had really kind of been through a lot and stuff?
Yeah, it was difficult because it was, for Kira Nelson to come all the way from St. Pete, Florida, that's a long way away from home, and you're playing for somebody that didn't recruit you, and so that first year we spent a lot of time, a lot of one-on-one meetings, and a lot of time in coach and player relationship and building that trust. And it's been neat to see those kids develop. Dee Dee Bellamy from Detroit came in her first year with a lot of athleticism, and she's really sharpened that and turned into one of the best defensive players probably in the country. And so some of these kids, each of those kids has a story, and it's been neat to see them grow the way they have in these 4 years.